Alright, great day to make a video. Not humid, a little bit of a breeze, but I think the microphone can handle it. And basically high noon, so the sun's way up in the sky here in mid-June, so not much shadows either. So today we're here to show everyone my son's new bike. This bike is a Vitus Nucleus 27.5 VR, and I had it shipped. I did the direct-to-consumer thing through Chain Reaction Cycles, and it actually went very well. I was very impressed my first time doing it. I did it, a lot of it was because of the component spec, but also availability. But let's just walk through what this bike is. So my son's 5'4", and he's got an inseam of about 29 inches. And his old bike was 24 inches. He just totally had outgrown it, and it wasn't even really trail worthy. It was a Dick's Sporting Goods bike. But so he's 5'3", almost 5, I guess 5'4" with the shoes on, and 29-inch inseam. So I actually went with the medium size, and it seems to have worked out well. He can grow into it because according to the specs, you can go up to 5'10" and a 31-inch inseam. So he should get a couple of years out of this bike. And a few things I really like about it. Well, let's just go over everything, just front to back. So let's start with the tires, front and rear. Front tire is a Vigilante from Wilderness Trail Bikes, 2.3, 27.5. It is the comp version, so it's not tubeless ready, but it did come with a tube, and I don't have any issues with that. I guess when this tire is worn out, we'll make it tubeless. The rear tire is a Wilderness Trail Bikes Trail Boss, 2.25. Again, it's the comp version, so not tubeless ready. And now the rims are tubeless ready. They're Wilderness Trail Bikes ST I-30, so pretty cool. It's an internal width of 30 millimeters, and nice wide rims for this bike. That's another thing that attracted it to me. The fork, it's a Sun Ringley, or however you say it, SR Suntour. It's an air fork, which was impressive as well. So this bike was $649 US, and then you had to pay 70 bucks to have it shipped. Well, at that price point, the local bike shops, let's just take the Trek Marlin for example, you can't get an air sprung fork on there. It's a coil fork. And not only is this an air spring, but it's also got a rebound adjustment, so you can adjust the rebound. It's boost, it's got the through axle, so really solid setup up front. Very impressed there as well. Now that I mentioned the boost part, only the front fork is boost. The rear is not boost. It's your standard 9x135 quick release. So I just want to make sure everyone's aware, if they do buy this bike, that the rear is not boost. I guess while we're still up front, we can talk about the disc brakes. So they're Tektro. It's M290s. And I did some research on these before I bought it, and they had really good reviews. They're not expensive. And, you know, my son being, 110 pounds, I didn't think there'd be any issue. They are just the dual piston calipers, not quad. But they do give you a 180 millimeter rotor up front. Same brake setup in the rear, except on a 160. Again, not a big deal. Back to the fork in the front of the bike. The headset, it is tapered, so I guess it goes from 1/8 to 1.5 inches. I think that's how it is. I apologize if I got that wrong. 50 millimeter stem. They put a shim at the top, so I do have some room to bring this up if I need it. FSA headset. The bars on this bike are nuke proof, 760 millimeters wide. Grips are just standard Vitus. They seem fine for what they are. The frame is aluminum. I do like it's not a, it's like a matte finish on the color. I think it's called concrete. And it does have some red in it. He does like red. And let's go over the geometry real quick. Actually, no, getting ahead of myself here. Right here, I can add a dropper post to this down the road. It's got the hole already preset, not just an external one. You can route it internally. So as he gets taller, that's definitely the plan. The head tube angle, going by memory here, I believe it's 66 or 66 and a half. So definitely slack for what this bike is. C-tube angle is 73. So again, I'm not really concerned for my son, but if anyone's wondering, those are two of the big geometric specs that people shop on bikes for. So head tube is slack, but the C tube is also slacking. With the C tubes today, the trend is to be not as slack. So a lot of bikes are coming out 75, 76. I've even seen some is getting up there around like 79 for the 2021s. What else do we have? So let's talk about the drivetrain real quick. The shifter paddles, it's 2x9. The shifter paddles are Shimano. They're the Altus spec. And the rear derailleur is also Altus. It's a 9-speed rear derailleur. KMC chain, Shimano, I think it's 11x36 if I'm not mistaken, in the rear. So the smallest one being 11, the largest being 36. Again, I don't have the specs in front of me, but I can post a link, so if I get it wrong, I apologize. In the front here, it's the 2x. It is a square tapered bottom bracket. FYI, it's not, I can't think of what the term is, but square taper is definitely different from what most mountain bikes use. But again, I'm not complaining on this price point. And it is Suntour cranks. The front derailleur is called Microshift. I've never heard of it. It's a little wonky, but I mean, it's shipped and packed to me. It works fine for what it is. I might mess with it a little bit, but it is what it is for now. So you have a nuke-proof seat. I don't know the spec of the seat post, but it is a 31.6 millimeter. What else do we have? KMC chain, I think I said that already. And I believe that covers everything. I'm not too worried about like the stacker reach with this. Again, he's gonna have to grow into this bike a bit, so it's wasn't really a factor that I took into consideration when purchasing. And just looking it over, I believe I got everything. If I didn't mention it, the stem is 50 millimeters and 760 wide bars. I think I said that. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this bike. So real quick, the direct-to-consumer experience through chain reaction cycles. It took probably about 2 weeks from the day I ordered the bike to get to me. And a lot of that holdup was actually with DHL who shipped it. Now the other thing, one of the other reasons I got this bike is because it's really hard to find a bike right now. COVID's going on. Everyone seems to be buying bikes, looking for stuff to do outdoors. So that was another factor that played in. But overall, the experience was good. It came well packaged. It even came with pedals. So the pedals, didn't talk about those. The pedals came with the bike. I didn't have to buy them separate. Came with a wrench to put the pedals on. It came with a little multi-tool that can go on my son's Camelback. And it came with like reflectors. They didn't put the reflectors on, or the plastic piece that goes behind here. You can add that on, but yeah, I was really impressed with the packaging, really impressed with everything. So I'll put the links in the description for the geometry and for the bike itself. You can set an email alert, because I'm pretty sure if you were to go there today, it's going to be out of stock. At this price point, everyone seems to be buying them. I'd never heard of Vitus before, so I did some quick research, and it was an independent French company at one point. It looks like it had been around for a while, and then Chain Reaction Cycles did buy them, and it's their in-house brand, and they made it direct to consumer along the lines of what are some of the other ones, like YT, Canyon, Commensal, if I'm saying that right. They're, I think, the three big ones. But yeah, so hit me up if you have any questions about it. Again, $649 US plus $70 to ship it. Well worth it in my opinion. It has not been trail tested yet. We're gonna do that today. It's a beautiful day to ride. My son's really excited, chomping at the bit to get out there. And just the fit yesterday, he seemed to fit well, so we'll see how it handles the trails. So thanks for watching. Please like and or subscribe. And now that it's summertime, I hope you get out there recording again. I have had some issues with the gimbal I use, so I'm hoping to sort those things out, and I got some things in the works. So we will see you on the trails soon.